Hey everybody! Well, today's video is going to be a tutorial video. I have been asked to recreate the look that I did in my haul video, so I'm going to attempt to do that for you today. So now I'm going to go ahead with the eye makeup application, and let me just sort of put my hair behind here. For all of the shadows that I'm applying today, I'm going to actually use one brush, which I know you guys are probably thinking she has all those brushes and she's only going to use one, but I am just for today. This is the Hakuhodo, it's the S142. I'm not going to tell you guys how much I love this brush. You've seen me talk about it a million times. So what I'm going to start with is the color called, in the classic line on this Too Faced matte eye palette, and it's the color Velveteen Bunny. It's this whitish color. And I'm going to take that and go under my brow and bring it down here into the inner corner of my eye. Now I am going to use another white right at the end, really to give an extra pop to my eye, but just to start with and as a base, I'm going to just lightly apply that under the brow and down into that area. Then I'm going to go and pick up the next color, which is Tufted Suede. It's this color right here at the top. And I'm going to bring that from the inner corner of my eye. Now I like to keep my eye as open as I can. I'm not big on closing my eye. I think it's because I sort of like to see the finished look. I also don't like to do my eye makeup that close up, therefore I also don't like to do a tutorial that close up. I think maybe because it's like from a painting background, if you're painting something and yes, you go in for the detail, but as you step back you really get the proper perspective. So I just feel that when I see something a little further back, even when I'm doing it on my own and watching other people, that if it's a little bit further back, it's a little bit easier for me to follow and see what's going on. So again, I'm going to take that color and go from the inner corner of my eye all the way down to where the color of my iris ends, so just about 3/4 of the way over. Then I'm going to go in with this beautiful color. It's called Pebbles. It's this sort of like bluish gray color. And I'm going to go sort of as an angle, starting my V this way and dropping the color into the outer corner. You can see how that's applying into my eye. And I don't brush it into the corner because that's where I want it to be the lightest until I really have worked into this corner. So I'm going to work this color into this corner. And this is a matter of preference of how you move your brush around. Sometimes I just sort of pat it in like this. Sometimes I do rounded movements. Again, it's a matter of preference. I like it to have that sort of V angled sort of look on my eye. So do that, and then right at the end, just to match it in, I do a very light sort of windshield wiper type of look, movement across my eye, just to blend it out. And then I, again, step sort of back and decide if I want it to be a little darker or a little bit lighter, depending on the look that I'm going for, and also that it matches with the other eye. So I need just a little bit more color in here. Did anybody just catch that I sort of had my mouth open? Does anybody else do that to find when they're putting their makeup on, their mouth sort of opens up? I'm not really sure why. It doesn't really help, but I guess maybe it does. So anyways, I'm going to go right across like that. And then what I do is I go back into that lighter color, that Velveteen Bunny color, and I go back up and just sort of swirl around to sort of soften any of those harsh edges that might be from. Now, this is where some of you will say we should definitely change your brush because you're going to pick the color up. But this is such a nice light application that I just don't have a problem with that. And I'm just going to go in and soften that up. So you can see I've got the basic color combination going on here with the beige color in here, this sort of blue-gray over here, and then the lighter beigey white sort of color going on over into my eye. And that's the base of what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and do this winged look at the end and the rest of my liner. I am going to use my new Chanel angled brush. You can use any angled brush that you want. You can really use any kind of really small tip brush, whatever you're really comfortable with. I find that I really like this now because it makes the perfect line for me, or the guideline for the wing and the liner that I'm going to do, so I really like it for that. I'm going to use my Paula Dorf transformer, which you guys know I have probably showed you 1,000,001 times since I started doing videos, that I absolutely love. And I'm going to go into my liner and pick up a fairly good amount on it. And then this is what I was shown to do for the wing. And this depends on your type of eye and where you want the wing to be. Now, if you have an older eye and you have more drooping going over here, or more, I don't want to say wrinkles, I say laugh lines over on the side, you probably don't want to go as far out. Although a lot of the new looks, if you've looked in the magazines, are going pretty wild, going all the way out, which is fine if you want to wear that, but definitely doesn't work for me. So I'm going to actually come in a little bit on my eye and come in pretty much to the end of where my upper lash ends, and then following the way that I place the one on this side, that's the angle that I'm looking for, I'm going to do the same over here. And I'm going to basically go in and very lightly outline. You see how light that is? Pretty much very lightly outline where I want my wing to be, and then check it to see that it looks like it's in the same spot, which it is. And then I'm going to pick up some more of this and now start in doing my liner. And I'm going to very simply just go and push this across my eye right into the base of my lashes, because I'm not really big on a liner. I find that it closes my eyes in too much, and again, this depends on what your lid size is. If you have a larger lid than I do, then you definitely could make a thicker line if you want to. I don't like it for my eyes, so I'm going to just go and push it into the base, because really what I wanted to do is give me a thicker lash line for when I finish doing my mascara. And I'm going to end it just where my lashes end. Now again, you might go all the way down if you want to. I don't like that look on me. I just find that it closes my eye too much. And so I like it just to go where my natural lash line is. And that's pretty much it. So then I'm going to just go and thicken up that wing that I made, where the guideline was, just checking back and forth to see that I'm fairly even, which I don't know that we can ever be 100% even unless we use maybe some sort of guide to do it. But if you're doing it freehand, you have to pretty much guide by your eye that you're at the same amount. And they look pretty even to me. So that's it. That's my line that I've done for my eyeliner. That's my wing. So again, I'm using this. I'm using a cake liner. I'm just going at an angle as to where I wanted to put it. I make my mark. I go in and do the rest of my liner, and then I thicken it up at the end to complete the wing. Fairly easy, I think. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, I know I should be curling my lashes, but I'm not going to curl my lashes because generally I forget to curl my lashes, so I'm going to forget to do it again. I'm going to use my mascara base and go in and just thicken up my lashes with the base. And you see that my lashes are turning white. That's what this looks like when it comes out of the tube. And you can make it as thick as you want. If you want a little thicker look, you can put a little thicker amount on. And then I'm going to go in with my Hypnose, my doll lashes, and I'm going to use my mascara wand to curl my lash. It works for me, although I know that I should be using all of the fabulous eyelash curlers that I have. But so I go in and sort of push it and hold it into place for a second or two, and then shake it and move it up. Do you guys ever see that video where the girl is putting on her mascara and saying that you don't need to get one of those electric ones and all you need to do is go this? It sort of makes you dizzy when you first see it, but it's really, really funny. Maybe I'll see if I can find it and put a link down below if you've never seen it before. It's hysterical. And so then I just move my brush back and forth into my lash, and I always catch my hair, just something that I always do. I could edit that out, but I won't. And I continue to the front. This is nice because it has a really small narrow tip at the end of the brush, so I think it's really great for going in to getting those inner corner lashes, and hopefully you can see those darkening up as I do it. And then I like to just do a little bit of the inner corner of my eye. I don't always go to the bottom of my lashes because a lot of the times I find that it ends up on the bottom of my lashes. And yes, even sometimes when I use waterproof, I think it's probably from having allergies and eyes tearing that you get that. So I don't always do my bottom lashes, but I do this outer corner. Okay, so now for the last step, which is sort of the trick that I was showing you the other day that my friend Alberto showed me from Saks, and that's going in using my gel shadow from Chanel. And I'm going to pick up this Nars brush. It's either number 6 or number 9. I'm going to say number 9 because it doesn't have like one of those lines under it like they usually do when you can't tell what the number is. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And I'm going to go in and just from the inner corner of my eye, just about, let's say halfway over, I'm going to add this beautiful color. Again, you can see that I keep my eye open. I know some people will say, why don't you close your eye? But I like to be able to see what the finished look is pretty much as I'm doing it. So that's all I did, was just put a little extra on the inner, from the inner portion of my eye about halfway out. And then I'm going to do what I showed you that he said with taking a blender brush, and this one is just another one is a Chantecaille brush, and pouncing it into the same gel product. And I'm going to go just over the end color, the darker color. Again, you can go all over your eye if you want to, but I like to go in and just do it very lightly over the blue, and it just gives it this really nice sort of, maybe like a little bit of an iridescent type of look over the color. Just pops it up a little. It's really, really pretty. I hope you guys can do it and try it at home because it's really a pretty look. And that's it. Then I just sort of go back a little bit more and check that I'm fairly even, which hopefully I am. You guys may not think that I am because, of course, with the lights that I'm trying to keep, you know, the light so that you can see everything and see the color. I probably have, I have more light on this side than the other side, sort of the way that I'm sitting here, but you should be able to see fairly well then the colors. That's it. I will pop just another little tiny touch of my lip gloss on. Because of yakking so much, you know, that sort of disappears a little bit. And again, another quick look at the end, and that's it. So all of the products will be listed, not only shown at the beginning, but then of course listed in the down bar information. And I hope that you guys enjoy this. One final apology to all those great makeup artists out there. But I will actually say, instead of an apology, I'll add a thank you, because I do learn an awful lot by watching all of your videos too. And I hope it's okay with you guys that I went ahead and did my own tutorial. So take care, everybody. Speak to you soon.